Dynafit are a really well-known company, particularly in the Alps for ski touring and things like that. But we've done really well recently with this brilliant new introduction. This is the Dynafit Trail. So I've really got to say, I love the name. I mean, why not say exactly what it does on the tin? This is a trail running shoe and they called it the Trail. I've been using the men's for the last few weeks. We've also got the women's as well. So like I say, really inventive name, the Trail. I mean, it does what it says on the tin. Dynafit reckon this is perfect from your front door to the trail, and that's exactly what I've been doing with it. Because let's be honest, most of us, if we run from home, you go on a bit of hard surface and then we hit the trails. I definitely don't want to call this a fell running shoe because the lugs are not really big enough for that. But it's been ideal this summer because, as you know, we've had one of the driest spells ever. We've got a lot of hard pack out there and it feels pretty solid underfoot. So big cushioning, really comfortable. It's been absolutely ideal. So like I say, since I've had these, I've had quite a battering actually, because obviously they're designed as a trail running shoe, but I've been wearing it as my shop shoe, which is actually quite a big test. We spend like 8 hours a day on our feet and you get sore feet at the end of the day. So they've been brilliant for that and super comfy. And I know I shouldn't have been, but I've also been wearing them for approaching climbs. I actually went to the Lake Street, did a few trad routes, and I scrambled up the gully in these. I was surprised how well they performed. I think because lots of fell running shoes have such big lugs, they end up feeling pretty horrible to do any kind of scrambling and climbing in. But the smaller lugs, which are nice and sticky, worked really quite well. And also, because it's got quite a stiff midsole, I really find that that gives me a bit of stability as well, particularly being a bigger guy. So even though it's really versatile, it's my everyday shoe now, and I've been running in it as well and scrambling and all that sort of thing. Let's talk about what it's designed for, trail running. So if you're new to the sort of trail running scene, you might need this explaining, you might not, but it hopefully is quite obvious. Trail running is when we're sticking to paths, so harder packed, sometimes a bit of gravel and sort of a proper path. Fell running is obviously a bit more wild, a bit slushier underfoot, a bit muddier, and that's when you need the bigger lugs and maybe a bit more stable. But if you're doing these longer trail runs, if you have got some road in there as well, your feet can get a real pounding, and this big load of comfort with this heel wedge here is really nice and really important. So out the box, the most noticeable thing is you put it on, it is comfy. It feels really plush in there. It's got a really nice 5mm insole, which is really comfy, and quite a big chunky heel. The heel is really quite interesting because it's extra wide, which gives you good stability. When you're placing it, you feel really firm, you're not rolling over. It nearly feels wider than the actual shoe as you look down, which is quite reassuring. What I do particularly like is on this heel, as it curves back a little bit, it's so wide and so much cushion in there. As a heavier guy, as I say, striking hard on my heel, particularly on the descents, it feels so cushioning, and that just gives you that nice rebound. This midsole is actually called Speedlight, which they've designed for this shoe, which gives quite a lot of comfort and rebound as well. So you're using your energy efficiently, so you are getting propelled forwards as you run in them. This shoe features a 6mm drop, which is sort of the average for a shoe like this. So the back has 6mm more cushioning than the front, so you're on a slight angle. So the sole is really nice on this. So it's got the Vibram XS Trek sole. This is a rubber compound they purposely use thinking you're going to be on gravel and harder sort of off-road terrain like that. They've chosen that because it gives you the perfect sort of compromise for that durability and stickiness that you need. So on other areas it might wear down too quickly, but on that sort of terrain, which if I'm honest, where it's going to be used, it's got a good level of durability. The lugs they've used are 3.5mm deep, which for UK sort of winters, that's probably not enough. But when it is a bit harder packed like it is at the moment, that feels really good. The little chevrons give you lots of grip going forward at the forefoot and then reversed at the back for braking when coming down hills. The rubber compound on a shoe can be quite a lot of the weight of these things. So what you can see they've done here is they've cut out areas that you don't really end up planting on the floor. So that gives you a nice little weight saving and you still get full comfort. One thing I really particularly like is this jacquard upper, as they call it. So that is really sort of durable mesh. It feels really durable. I've been ripping shoes pretty quickly in the past. These are lasting me pretty well. But what I would say is I really like the fact there's no sort of feature right here. We have had issues with other trail running shoes in the past where that flex pattern right in the middle there, You can sort of start abrasion areas splitting, or if they put something there, it can delaminate and sort of peel off. So I think it's absolutely great that this upper, nice and flexible, really tough, and nothing that can just peel off. They have got a nice reinforcement on the toe patch with no flex there. I don't mind that being there, and that gives it a little bit of extra durability. They use nice flat laces which run really nicely, don't dig in, and sort of hold your foot really nicely and secure. What I also like, most shoes have this, but it's a good little feature, is the extra eyelet, so you can really pin that heel in really well when you need to. While I've been wearing them as my everyday shoe, I've just used one of those eyelets. Particularly like this little bit on the heel as well, because even though it's soft and pliable, it holds me in well, and it's really, really comfortable. And it's quite squishy as well, because a lot of these can get damaged and broken if people don't do the laces well enough. So that works really well with a nice little strap underneath there, which seems to pin that heel down well. And although these have been designed obviously as a trail running shoe, hence the name, I really think lots of people will be buying them as their everyday shoe, like I will be mainly using it because it is comfy and performs well. But also lots more people now are hiking and walking in trail running shoes, because let's be honest, if it's hot and sunny, you don't want a big clunky boot. And this is the sort of shoe I think people should do it in, a wider one at the heel so it strikes well and you get a lot of cushioning. And it's going to perform pretty well. People seem to get into using waterproof socks if they really need it for the wetter days. Bearing all that in mind, obviously if you are doing lots of walking in the hills, do consider something with ankle protection, because rolling your ankles is quite a major concern. People like mountain rescue are often called out for that reason. So there we have it. Could this be our most versatile running shoe? Walking, everyday use, running, even a bit of scrambling. It can do everything. If you want to see more content from us, give us a subscribe and like this video.